Hello, everybody. What an honor it is for me to be invited to be part of this amazing conference. And right at the outset, I would just like to thank the Forum for Professional Nurse Societies for this invitation. Thank you so much. And also to Prof. Sari Human for her kind introduction at the start of my session. Thank you so much. I'm really honored and delighted to be here. And just as a reminder, the theme for this conference is collaboration, breaking barriers. What an amazing theme for a conference, because I do believe that we are so much better together as nurses, better together, collaborating to break barriers. And I've been asked by the forum to speak about the Exceptional Nurse Campaign. And when I was asked, I was initially quite overwhelmed and quite nervous, but somebody had given me a mug. And on this mug, which I will refer to, were some amazing words. It actually just declares the theme for International Nurses Day 2021. And the theme on this mug is written, Nurses, a Voice to Lead a Vision. And on the other side of the mug, it says, thanking nurses for being heroes in the COVID pandemic. These were gifts from Denosa to the nurses of the Western Cape. So when I was initially asked to speak at this conference, I was quite intimidated and quite nervous. But then I was reminded when I drank coffee out of this mug that I have a voice to lead a vision. And a door of opportunity has been opened for me by this invitation, and I am about to step right into it, to use my voice to share an amazing vision that we have as the Exceptional Nurse Campaign. The Exceptional Nurse Campaign was launched in 2015 by a group of professional nurses and concerned citizens who really shared a deep longing and burden to see our nation flourish. We really wanted to see our nation thrive, and we realized that in order for a nation to thrive, it needs to have an outstanding healthcare system. And as nurses, as we dreamed about how can we bring about change, how can we lead change, how can we develop a dynamic, outstanding healthcare system, we realized that because nurses form almost 60 to 70% of the healthcare workers employed by the Department of Health, nurses lead hospitals, theaters, ICUs, community clinics. They are the professional nurse leaders of our nation. And so they hold within their hands, hearts, and heads the power to raise the whole standard of healthcare in our nation. And so that's where the word came from, the Exceptional Nurse Campaign, believing that nurses have a voice to lead a vision. I was asked to speak on two things today, just two things. I was asked to speak on why we started the Exceptional Nurse Campaign and what do we do. Well, let me start off with the why. I don't know if you know this, but these are the latest stats that have come through the South African Nursing Council. There's been research done on the nursing profession in South Africa today, and we've discovered that every year, 9,000 nurses are either retiring or exiting the profession. Well, let me start again. 50% of the nurses in South Africa are currently over the age of 50 and will be retiring within the next 10 to 15 years. So in South Africa, we have about 283,000 nurses registered with the South African Nursing Council, but half of those are over the age of 50 and will be retiring within the next 10 to 15 years, which means we're going to be losing 140,000 nurses within quite a short space of time. We only have capacity as a country and financial capacity as well to train about 3,000 new nurses every year. And so with 9,000 retiring, passing away, emigrating, exiting the profession, and only 3,000 new graduates coming into the profession, that includes public nursing colleges and private nursing colleges, the nursing faculties at universities, just under 3,000 professional nurses are graduating each year, but we are losing 9. That means we are running in the red as a profession. And so this is the reason why we started the Exceptional Nurse Campaign. We believe we are called to sound the alarm to government, to sound the alarm to South Africa, to raise awareness for the nursing crisis in the nation. You probably know that Cape Town was became famous for being the first country in the world to run out of water in 2018. We had such a drought here in the Western Cape. And it was only when an announcement was made that on the 6th of April, the taps in Cape Town were going to be switched off and we were going to have not load shedding, but water cuts for a period every day. Only then did the citizens jump into action, start putting tanks in their gardens, switch off their hose pipes. And now we are a country we are a province that is only using half the amount of water that we were in 2018. Somebody sounded the alarm, the public listened, and that is what the job is of the Exceptional Nurse Campaign. We are sounding the alarm. We are literally running out of nurses as a nation. We're trying to raise awareness for the problem. We are trying to recruit exceptional young people into the nursing profession, and we are mobilizing exceptional nurses. So the question why, the purpose of the Exceptional Nurse Campaign is to address the critical shortage of professional and specialist nurses in South Africa. And we have a vision to lead and a voice to lead as the Exceptional Nurse Campaign. The vision of the Exceptional Nurse Campaign is to see exceptional nursing care practiced at every hospital and clinic in South Africa, not just the private hospitals that are delivering exceptional nursing care, but the 350 public hospitals and 3,000 community clinics in our nation. Do you know that currently in public healthcare, we have around 25 patients to one nurse? In private healthcare, there's about 67 patients to one nurse. The patient-staff ratio in public healthcare is very serious. And when we speak about exceptional nursing care, which is our vision, we are speaking about nurses who are full of compassion, competent, committed, and courageous. Nursing care that comes with a heart of compassion and kindness is so important when it comes to nursing care. Then our vision as the Exceptional Nurse Campaign is to raise up, mobilize, and multiply exceptional nurses to serve future generations in our country. Through our 4 strategic pillars, we have 4 strategic pillars as the Exceptional Nurse Campaign: marketing, mentoring, mobilizing, and meeting with people of influence. Through those 4 strategic pillars, we will mobilize exceptional nurses to hospitals and clinics in South Africa where their help is needed the most. Now for the big question. People ask us over and over again. I just want to add in here, as a non-profit company, we are raising all our own finances, and that is a huge challenge. And so people are often asking us, how do you go about mobilizing these nurses? First of all, I want to start off by saying we will raise the status of the nursing profession in the nation by promoting a culture of honor and sincere gratitude to all nurses nationwide, raising the status of the nursing profession. For some reason, the nursing profession seems to have lost its appeal to well-educated young people today. There is a history behind this, which I don't have time to go into. But if you ask a young person in South Africa today who's got a good matric and is about to go into college or university, what do you want to do with your life? The question often comes, I want to do something important with my life. I want to make a difference in the nation. Obviously, I want to earn a lot of money. Some will even say, I'd like to become famous. But if you ask them, how about nursing? You can almost see blinkers come over their eyes. And we want to bring about change. We want to give the nursing profession an extreme makeover. Too many people think nurses just make beds in hospitals and hand out tablets, which is a small portion of what they do. But nurses are literally saving lives every day all over our nation. And we needed to get that message out. And so what we've done is we've had thousands of car magnets printed. This is a little car magnet that is to go onto the back bumper of every nursing sister in our nation, every professional nurse, every healthcare worker. We would love to flood the nation with thousands of these car magnets. And we are looking for sponsors to help us make some. And the car magnet literally reminds the public, not the nurses. We know we're saving lives every day all over our nation, but the public needs to be reminded that this is a noble profession. This is a critical profession. It's a necessary profession. Without nurses, the nation will truly suffer. The second thing that we will do as the Exceptional Nurse Campaign, when we are asked how will we mobilize more nurses, we'll use the month of May and International Nurses Day to display hospital banners with the words, "We honor and value our nurses." These are huge 4-meter banners, bright and beautiful, that we put up at the front entrance of the hospitals. And there again, we're looking for companies to sponsor our banners. 350 public hospitals over South Africa. We would love to have a banner like this displayed in front of every hospital every year for the month of May. We have about 50 of those banners now. We have far to go. Then we will mobilize communities and churches to show appreciation to nurses by donating care packs during the month of May. The month of May is the year of the International Nurse. Well, it's International Nurses Day, it takes place on the 12th of May every year, Florence Nightingale's birthday. And so we encourage communities just to take in flowers, thank you notes, care packs. I'd love to now just show you a video of an outreach that we did to the False Bay Hospital in Cape Town during the COVID pandemic, at the height of the COVID pandemic. We mobilized companies to give. We have visited over 20 public hospitals in South Africa, all over the country, over 12 community clinics, and we would love to do a whole lot more, but I'd love to just show you this video right now.
The world is facing a medical emergency far graver than what we have experienced in over a century. We have now declared a national state of disaster.
12,000 additional healthcare workers are needed to fight COVID-19. The country is seeing a shortage of nurses and doctors. President Cyril Ramaphosa says that rural areas could be experiencing strain.
We think our country is much strained now. We do not have enough capacity in our country.
So just at the start of the COVID pandemic, we were hearing news from the media about the crisis in the hospitals, the shortage of staff, how staff were really fearful for their own lives. And so the Exceptional Nurse Campaign decided to launch the Nurture a Nurse movement, just reaching out to the public to donate care packs so that we could encourage and boost the morale of the nurses in our public hospitals. Churches have really helped us a lot, but because so many of them are focusing on feeding the poor, we've had to call on companies to donate products, and we just want to say a huge thank you to companies like Tile Africa and Bramley Cosmetics for helping us. These care packs are going to the hospitals and clinics all over our country, just to say thank you to the nurses, to put courage into them and boost their morale. The Exceptional Nurse Campaign was birthed out of a burden to see exceptional nursing care practiced at every hospital and clinic in South Africa. And we realized that because healthcare depends on the quality of the nurses in the hospitals, 70% of the healthcare workers working for the Department of Health are nurses. And so they hold in their hands and in their hearts the power to raise the whole level of nursing care in our nation. So we've come to the False Bay Hospital today to bring care packs to spoil the nurses and all the staff that are working there this weekend. It's just so exciting. We have music playing. There are volunteers from all these 4 churches, and there's just such an excitement and a vibe in the air. We can't wait for the staff to arrive for night duty and the day staff to come off from the long day work in the wards, serving the patients, serving the sick, helping them to get better at this time.
Thank you for your mercy. I want to thank you for your peace, your love, and your faith.
Today, the team that came with us was so beautiful that we all served each other, and we served the people and the nurses and the healthcare workers. And so what is so nice about the team today is that they were able to give of their time, to give of their love and support to all the healthcare workers. And this was so beautiful to see different churches coming together, just different communities being united, and to serve a common goal, and that's just to say thank you.
Definitely seen the worst of the cases, working in the trauma unit, right? Yes. So we just want to honor you, and may the Lord bless you for all your hard work and sacrifice of yourself.
Thank you very much.
For me, I want to encourage you that, you know what, before you leave in the morning, always look up and trust God and pray and say, Lord, protect me today when I go out there.
Our president actually asked us to pray for the nation, and we have done that. And so we want to say to you, nurses who have served faithfully out there, thank you for being brave. Thank you for being strong. We have prayed for God's hand of blessing to be upon you, His hand of protection to be upon you. And you are now evidence that He has answered our prayers. And so we want to speak hope to you. We want to speak courage to you. We want to speak peace to you. And we bless you and thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for a job well done.
Then we will also approach companies and corporates to donate a portion of their CSI funding towards bursaries for nurses. Only 30% of our university students receive funding from government to train as nurses. The balance of 70% of university students have to find their own funding to pay for their university studies. And then in the nursing colleges, yes, 70% of those nurses are funded through scholarships and government, but a balance of 30% in the colleges, there again, have to raise their own funding to study. So as an organization, as the Exceptional Nurse Campaign, we approach companies and corporates to help us fund the studies of exceptional nursing students. And we ask the colleges and the universities to nominate their exceptional nurse students, and we try to award deserving students with funding to cover books and university or college fees. Another thing that we do as an Exceptional Nurse Campaign is that we love to tell good news stories about nurses. Isn't it a sad thing that bad news sells newspapers? And if there's a bad nurse story or a bad hospital story, it will make front paper headline news. But there are thousands of good nurse stories, exceptional nurse stories, and there are thousands of wonderful hospital stories, and the Exceptional Nurse Campaign wants to be a voice to lead. We want to tell those stories, and we are using our website. We've made beautiful brochures, and we'll be going into high schools to interest exceptional young people in the nursing profession. Then lastly, what we will do to create awareness, to sound the alarm about the shortage of nurses, to recruit exceptional young people, to mobilize retired or displaced nurses back into the profession. Each year, we are going to host a night run to honor nurses in every province of our country during the month of September or October. This year, we are hosting 5 night runs to honor healthcare workers in the month of October, and I'll tell you a little bit more about that. We really believe for a country to flourish, it needs to have an outstanding healthcare system. And the only people that can actually make that happen are the nurses themselves.
The night run to honour nurses is part of the Exceptional Nurse Campaign and is meant to say thank you to the nurses for the work that they do for us as patients and for us as a society.
We know for sure that nurses are literally saving lives, and so we feel we need to promote a culture of honour and respect and appreciate them for the incredible work that they do.
We are nurses. And this is Team Victoria all the way from Wynberg.
Doing the run in aid of fundraising for
student nurses to be more professional nurses in our country.
Seeing that all these people come out to join this run, it's amazing, man.
Well done to all the nurses. We love you guys. You do a great job.
Go nurses!
This run is really in honor
of nurses. The key purpose we'd like to achieve is really to raise the profile and the awareness of nursing, and we hope that over time that this will come the calendar event in South Africa.
The race was fantastic, it's well organized.
It was really pumped up, great energy, great people. It's important for people to recognize the nurses because they don't get appreciated enough, so I think this is important initiative for them.
We are nurses, so it's a big thing for us, honoring us.
It was absolutely awesome. The sunset was fantastic.
I really liked the motivation of the people on the way. It was super exciting and it was a really nice experience.
It was excellent.
For all the nurses, thank you so much. We appreciate your beautiful hands and your nurture and your care. Beautiful.
The race was great. I loved it and I came out to honor the nurses. I'm a doctor and I'm who I am because of who they are.
Because we're nurses, we want to show that we're nurses, we stand for the cause, and we'd like to be there for the nurses to come.
My hope for nursing is that we have more applicants of character and courage coming into nursing, because it's only through nursing that you can really get the health of the population to where we want it to be.
We are nurses! We are nurses!
The Exceptional Nurse Campaign is a non-profit company which was launched in 2015 by 10 professional nurses and concerned citizens who committed themselves for 10 years to work with the Department of Health to bring about exceptional improvement in nursing care. We are working together with the Department of Health. Our programs have been endorsed by the Chief Nursing Officer and the Director General of the Department of Health. The Department of Health has opened doors for us to work in the public hospitals and clinics, and to them we are exceptionally grateful. As nurses, we long to see change in our country. We are tired of the violence, the poverty, the unemployment. We long to see change. And as nurses, as the mug reminded us, we have a voice to lead a vision. I'm almost going to pretend that I'm sitting in front of the President and the government of South Africa today, because we have a voice to lead a vision and we are urging government. And I almost want to say, Mr. President, can we urge you to hear our plea? Can we urge the government and National Treasury to drastically increase the annual health budget? We want to say this. Good healthcare is a basic human right. Good healthcare, exceptional healthcare, is not just a luxury that is afforded to the wealthy. It is a basic human right. And so we want to say to our government, the people of South Africa deserve better. We want to urge them to drastically increase the annual health budget, to open more professional and specialist nurse posts, to train annually more professional nurses, and in so doing, improve healthcare for all. At the moment, the national healthcare budget only has capacity to train 3,000 nurses each year, but 9,000 are exiting the profession. You don't have to be a mathematician to work out that this is a pending disaster for our country. Yes, we are sounding the alarm. Yes, we are a voice to lead a vision, and our goal by 2025 is to see, and here it comes, it's a big vision, it's a huge goal. We long to see 10,000 student nurses being trained each year. Yes, treble the capacity in the nation. We want to see 10,000 professional nurses graduating or specializing each year. We are called the 10 campaign. 10,000 student nurses, 10,000 professional nurses graduating each year. We want to see the standard of nursing practice raised to a whole new level in our nation. Nurses not just doing a job. Nurses not work to the bone because there are 25 patients to one nurse, but nurses who are excited about what they do every day. nurses who are encouraged, who feel appreciated, nurses who feel honored by the public and valued for what they do. Because when an individual feels honored and valued, when their hearts are full, they in turn can give that heart of compassion, honor, appreciation, and kindness to the patients that they are working with. So we long to see the standard of nursing practice raised to a whole new level of excellence in our nation. The theme of this conference, collaboration, breaking barriers. Collaboration, breaking barriers. I want to say from the Exceptional Nurse Campaign, we have to work together as nurses. Healthcare matters, and exceptional nurses care about the level of healthcare in our nation. And so we want to invite you as delegates, as professional and private nurse practitioners, we invite you to link arms, collaborate, and join hands with us. Let's deliver exceptional nursing care by nurses who care. Now, just in preparing for this conference, I Googled the Society for Private Nurse Practitioners, and I was drawn to a catchphrase at the start of their website that literally said, nursing care by nurses who care. I want to add to that caption because I think it is so beautiful. I want to say exceptional nursing care by exceptional nurses who care. So thank you so much for this opportunity to share with you today. It's been an honor. It's been a pleasure. I want to thank the Forum for Professional Nurse Societies again. And I wanted to say that there will be a question and answer session next. You're welcome to ask the presenters anything. I will be part of that panel, I believe. And I would be delighted to explain more about the Exceptional Nurse Campaign. But before we go into that, just a quick advert and our very last video. As I mentioned, there's a night run series to honor healthcare workers in October. We have a little 1-minute animation about that amazing night run series, and we are inviting you as professional nurses to collaborate with us, to come to this very exciting event, to join in. All the funding will go towards bursaries for student nurses. We would love you to join us and celebrate the month of October. Thank you again. Thank you. Thank you.
It's time again for the night run to honor healthcare workers. This 7-kilometer family-friendly race is open to everyone, not only healthcare workers, with the proceeds raised going towards bursaries for student nurses. Now in its 3rd year, the race has grown to become the Night Run series and will be run in Cape Town, Joburg, Mapega, Pretoria and Durban, happening every Saturday night during October 2021. The entry fee is 100 Rand per person and 50 Rand for children under 12. The first 2,000 entrants in each city will receive 2 super free gifts at registration. In the event of COVID restrictions, the race will still take place as a virtual event or from designated Run Walk for Life club venues. So what are you waiting for? Enter today by simply visiting theexceptionalnurse.org.za. The Night Run to Honor Healthcare Workers is brought to you by the Exceptional Nurse Campaign in partnership with the Afrocentric Group, Adcock Ingram and Wintergreen, and supported by Run Walk for Life.